Hello and welcome to On the Wrist. Today's content is a little different. This is some video footage from a trip of mine to Pawtuckaway State Park in New Hampshire. I'm there with my buddy Tom in the maroon to do some outdoor bouldering. Bouldering is a type of rock climbing where you don't need a harness. You're climbing on literal boulders. So it's not very high up, still incredibly dangerous if you don't do it correctly, but it can be done. It's a ton of fun if done correctly. Now the route we're trying here is called Mantiepiece. It's graded a V1 per mountain project, link in the description below. For those not familiar with the grading system, the grading for bouldering starts with a VB, goes to a V0, V1, and then increases in number for difficulty. So this is a relatively easy problem as far as the grading scale goes, but in the gym I typically climb a V3 or V4, but outdoors I was struggling with V0s and V1s. Outdoor climbing is significantly harder than in the gym. Now, the camera angle doesn't quite show it, but obviously our feet are also on the rock as we're doing the problem. We know what the problem looks like because there's a bunch of chalk on the starting holds as well as elsewhere throughout the problem. It's sort of marked so you can just kind of follow the trail. And Mountain Product sometimes has pictures which lets you really see what the start is. The objective is obviously to climb to the top of the boulder. Beneath me there's a crash pad that you can't see, and Tom's doing a great job here of spotting me, where he's close enough where if I were to fall he could try and help bring me to the ground safely. But there you see I climbed to the top of my first outdoor boulder. A real big accomplishment. Now Tom's going to give it an attempt. One thing you'll notice that I'm not doing correctly here is I'm not close enough to give him a spot. I'm watching to see where the mat is underneath him, but I really should be close enough to help bring him to the ground if he has to drop off the wall. Right here we're only about a foot off the ground, but still it can be dangerous if you fall. You can twist your ankle or hit your head on something. Lucky for both of us, Tom is an incredibly strong climber and makes short work of it. This next route doesn't have a name. We saw a bunch of marked holds on it, but didn't find any information on Mountain Project, but we figured we'd give it a try anyways. You can see Tom up first. Now we're going to go up and then over to traverse that giant crack there you can see through the boulder. Again, I'm not doing a great job of spotting, where I know where the pad is beneath him, but I should be close enough to help bring him to the ground if he slips. Tom makes this look very easy, but some of those holds are not great, and it's a little unnerving being on top of that boulder knowing that you can just slide right down. Again, Tom makes short work of it. I'm using an undercling to get myself set. Then I hook my toe around so that way I can reposition my hands a little better. The top edge of that boulder is a very positive grip, so it makes it very easy to, once you get your hand up there, to sort of hang and shimmy across to get over and up. So as I said, this was an unnamed boulder, so we have no difficulty grading, but it was a pretty fun climb getting up the side of it. This next route was called Beavers Attack from Above. This boulder is located just above a beaver dam, so it's aptly named. Tom is making this look easy, but even though this is only graded a V1, the start was very challenging. But as you can see, once he got his hands up to that upper ledge, it was much easier to traverse across and up the boulder. This route is a V0 per mountain project, again linked below. It was a lot of fun, and it took a little while to get that start down, but once we did, the rest of the trail was pretty easy. This was our last route for the day. It was called Sneaker Problem and is a V1. Per the Mountain Project website, it says that you don't really need climbing shoes to do this and you can do it in your sneakers, but I'm trying it with my climbing shoes there. It's one large move up, and then really you just have to get your feet set to get on top of the giant slab there. At this point in the day, I was pretty tired and also a little nervous because you can see how high up we were off the ground, maybe 5 feet from the bottom of my foot down to the floor. So I was a little timid about it and was feeling kind of drained and couldn't quite get myself up on top. And you can see there as I'm trying to get down, I'm just a little bit above the ground and kind of have to jostle myself down there. That could have been dangerous. I could have twisted an ankle or something if I had just dropped without being able to see the ground below me. So again, bouldering can be really dangerous, but when done properly, it's a ton of fun. All right, let's see how Tom does. And Tom is doing this in his sneakers. He nicely gets himself positioned. And then with a nice heel hook, brings himself on top, having the crowd go wild. All right, and that was our trip. Hope you enjoyed this non-watch related content. I'll have a new watch video coming out soon. Thank you for watching.